There's good reason for my glistening skin.
It was 2012, and Philadelphian ice cream company Little Baby's Ice Cream released a commercial advertising their brand. But it was an ice cream ad like no other. An advert that probably didn't leave the viewer craving ice cream, but instead needing therapy lessons. As in the highly disturbing commercial, we see a person covered in what appears to be ice cream while eating their own head. And with each scoop taken, our ice cream demon here gets an even more intense look on their face. All while creepy distorted ice cream band music plays in the background, with an equally creepy voiceover.
I love my job. I love my life.
Naturally, the commercial became an internet sensation because of its creep factor and downright weirdness, as it quite literally made the internet lose its mind, with many shocked viewers who just couldn't believe such a commercial could be made. No! There were actually two creepy commercials made. One called A Special Time, which is the most well-known one, and this other one which is called Love Lickers, which literally ends with the grotesque image of a giant approaching tongue. Ugh. Both commercials were directed by artist Doug Garth Williams, and still, even to this day, 6 years later, many confused viewers still can't figure out just what was going on in Williams' head when he made these commercials. Well, today we are going to try and figure out exactly that, as we look into 10 things that you may not know about these memorable commercials. Now, in this show, I have reviewed a lot of horror movies, and I've probably reviewed some of the scariest movies that cinema has to offer. So, with that, why not review what is no doubt the scariest commercial of all time? A commercial which, in all honesty, is kind of a masterpiece. I mean, okay, as an ice cream advert it might be confusing, but as a piece of abstract art, it's kind of brilliant. So join with me today as we try to uncover the mysteries of the Little Baby's ice cream commercials.
I eat Little Baby's ice cream. It keeps me young. It keeps me light on my feet.
Number 10. The ice cream in the commercial wasn't ice cream. Many people have wondered just what is the substance dripping all over the actor in the ice cream commercial? And if it was ice cream, just how much ice cream was used to create this effect? Well, Doug Garth Williams explains that the substance that was used was indeed marshmallow fluff, otherwise known as marshmallow cream, as it's a white, gooey substance that was just right for creating the effect. And that using ice cream for the commercial wouldn't have been practical on the account of how cold it would have been. Now you know you've made it big in the entertainment industry when you find yourself covered in marshmallow fluff. Number 9. The face behind the mayhem. The performer who took part in the commercial is Asia Shaibi. A few years ago, she supposedly came out on Reddit and explained that she was the person in the Little Baby's ice cream commercial. She said there was an advert on her college notice board about casting for the commercial, and the requirements were a slim-build female with a shaved head, so she went for an audition. Williams stated that he hired Asia because of her eyes, as he was looking for someone with piercing eyes. So naturally, Asia got the job, and before you can say thanks for the nightmares, the cameras were rolling and Asia had to get her kit off and get covered in lovely sticky marshmallow fluff to create one of the most memorable modern commercials. I've tried to follow up on Asia's career after the commercial, and what I have found out is that she has since become a social justice educator. Number 8. The commercial's backstory. Yeah, believe it or not, but there is actually a backstory to what's going on in this advert. So if you think it's just a simple commercial about someone made out of ice cream and eating their own brains and that's it, then you're surely mistaken. The character seen in the advert is known as Malcolm, and according to the backstory, Malcolm is a genderless being who is asexual and exists in human form but isn't human. And Malcolm created itself into existence by forming itself out of a rejected batch of duck sauce vanilla ice cream. Which is very Pacific. Seriously, that's a pretty weird and random origin story if I've ever heard one. Number 7. The director was influenced by body horror movies. Indeed, believe it or not, but Doug Garth Williams has taken inspiration from body horror and body deformity movies, particularly from the works of David Lynch and David Cronenberg.
But Minty, how could you possibly know this? You're just guessing. Well, if that's what you're thinking, not true. Because I actually contacted Williams and asked him, and yes, he confirmed.
That's right, dear viewers. I noticed some cinematic body horror themes in the commercials and asked if he was inspired by David Lynch, to which he replied yes, and even referenced the movie Eraserhead as having a huge impact on his creativity. Which really does make sense, as some of the imagery in Eraserhead does look kind of similar to the Little Baby's ice cream commercial. He also said that he was influenced by the body horrors of David Cronenberg, in which, particularly with The Fly, Videodrome and Scanners, we can see many grotesque deformities and mutations.
Often when I analyse medias like movies, TV shows, books and music videos and even adverts, I try to discover what the hidden meaning is and what it all means. Well, I just want to say that this time I actually called it and I was right. Oh yeah!
Number 6. The image had to be distorted for the eaten head look.
Turn down for what?
One of the most standout aspects of the commercial is the fact that Malcolm's forehead seems to be shorter than usual on the account that Malcolm is eating itself. It looks so horrific and unnatural and weird, and definitely adds the extra touch of creepiness. Well, there was a technique used in After Effects in order to warp the image, particularly on the top part, to make the upper part of the head look smaller than usual. If you look at the behind the scenes footage, you'll see that Asia does indeed have a normal size noggin. And when the picture isn't warped, it actually doesn't look as freaky. But thanks to Williams tampering with the footage to make it look like the top part of her head has been eaten, it's made footage of what looks like someone in white goo turn into something truly horrific. Number 5. Insane Little Baby's menu. Okay, this isn't so much about the advert, but more about the ice cream company itself, Little Baby's. Where if you go out and check their ice cream menu, you'll see they have some pretty insane flavours, such as cucumber, Irish potato, pumpkin latte, sweet potato, tomato soup and grilled cheese, and the ultimate showstopper, the number 1 Little Baby's masterpiece, none other than pizza flavoured ice cream. Yes, you heard correctly, pizza flavoured ice cream.
No wonder Little Babies makes messed up commercials. I think I'll be making messed up commercials too if I was eating pizza flavoured ice cream.
Number 4. Viewer reactions.
Turn down for what?
Williams explains that the biggest reaction people get from his adverts is that of disgust, like they just can't comprehend what they have seen. He said that the question he gets asked all the time in regards to the adverts is WTF. But the big question is why? What made Williams make these adverts in the first place? Well, he explains that Little Babies approached him and asked him to make the adverts, to which he had complete creative leeway to do whatever he wanted. And when he made the adverts, Little Babies were perfectly happy with them. I think that Williams wanted to question the boundaries of comfort and safety in regards to simplistic, mundane things from our childhoods, the ones that usually bring us joy. He said that ice cream is always considered playful and innocent, and wanted to turn it on its head. He also wanted to create an obscure dilemma of someone being made out of a delicious substance, which poses the question, do they keep eating themselves or not? In other words, kind of like Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs.
You're delicious. Ciao.
Number 3, the advert had to be filmed quickly. The filming of the advert supposedly wrapped up after 30 minutes. That's right, just a mere 30 minutes of filming. While being interviewed on the Right This Minute viral show, Williams said that the filming was done in 30 minutes due to the density of the marshmallow fluffed if it was left too long, and thus would affect the cream. In other words, for the substance to be used effectively and efficiently, the ad's production were pressed for time to be as quick as possible to not ruin or spoil the fluff, and thus ruin the effect of the advert. Number 2, Little Baby's ice cream terror doesn't end there. Oh no, Little Baby's unleashed ice cream terror doesn't just end with the 2 Doug Gareth Williams videos. Oh no, since these adverts, Little Baby's ice cream have continued to bring out adverts set to shock and disgust. Namely this one called I Scream, as in I Scream, in which we see these demonic looking faces whose eyes are also mouths. It's horrific, and just like the other adverts, makes you feel uncomfortable in knowing that this is meant to entice people to ice cream. I mean, how the hell is this meant to entice people to ice cream? Have I missed something here? Then there's this really messed up one where a guy opens up his pants to reveal a never-ending phallic-looking stream of ice cream coming out of his pants.
And if that does indeed ever happen to you, then please book an appointment at the clinic right away. But seriously though, why are these ads so messed up? How the heck are these meant to get people to eat ice cream? Would it hurt for Little Babies to release an advert that's normal and not designed to traumatize the viewer? Okay, their ads are horrifically awesome, I'll give them that. But doesn't really make me want ice cream though.
Number 1, the creepy voiceover was improvised. Sure, on a visual level, the Little Baby's ice cream commercials are creepy, but they are also just as creepy on audible ones too, as we hear what sounds like distorted jingle music with this creepy, intense voiceover.
There's good reason for my glistening skin and how I shine.
The first commercial, Love Lickers, had a voiceover recorded by voice artist John Guise. The audio track was actually recorded before the footage for the advert was shot, so when the advert was filmed, it was done to go with the commentary.
Go ahead and lick something. We lick you very much.
However, with the special time advert, it was the other way round, as the footage was already shot, so this time another voice artist, Matthias Bossi, was called upon to provide the voiceover for the advert. Only he just improvised the dialogue by simply watching the video and then saying what was on his mind, and well, that's it.
I eat Little Baby's ice cream. It keeps me young. It keeps me light on my feet.
He just saw the video and then just randomly said whatever came in his head.
Ice cream is a feeling.
We can only assume that he had winking and nodding and high-fiving on the mind when he recorded it.
You'll wink and nod and hug and high-five each other.
On a serious note though, maybe this bizarre improvised dialogue actually enhanced the disorientated feel of the advert.
Ice cream is a feeling.
Well guys, that was my look into the creepier than hell but still very memorable Little Baby's ice cream commercials. I think that Doug Garth Williams is a unique visionary with an intriguing, though scary style. I would actually really love to see him break out in movies, because I can see his style being effective in psychological and visual horror movies. Remember guys, ice cream is still delicious, no matter how terrifying some of these ads may have been. Maybe not that pizza flavoured one though. Anyway, I'm Minty, and remember, ice cream is a feeling. See ya.
Today's episode was sponsored by Nerd World Order, as you no doubt would have noticed me wearing this awesome t-shirt. Nerd World Order is here to see to all your nerdgastic needs, and has a brilliant t-shirt lineup. Pay them a visit on Facebook if you like. The page is co-run by one of my mates, Alan Dukes, who is both really kind and a really cool dude. So check it out.